Out of Feuerberg? Yeah, I did it! Yes!
I appreciate that he took the time to find out how to say my name, and I don't even care, because I'll tell you this, my name, it's very difficult to spell, and I totally get it. It's spelled Feuerberg. And yeah, right? That's actually the correct pronunciation, actually. In German, it's supposed to be pronounced Feuerberg, which means Fire Mountain, which is kind of like a tough, cool name. Somehow, when my family immigrated to America, it became Feuerberg. So, of course, growing up at school, all the kids called me Feuerberger. And for those of you who don't know what that means, basically, my name went from Fire Mountain to Hairy Vagina Sandwich. Yeah. I love Raneir as a host. Hosting is not easy, you know. You have to. Some people are very particular about their credits. Luckily for you, Raneir, I don't have any, so we're all good. We're number one. But I remember one time a dude got in my face when I was hosting a show about his credit on Platypus Man on UPN in 1995, because that was going to make everybody laugh, totally. I love the phrases that a lot of hosts use when they host comedy shows. Phrases like, put your hands together, or keep it going for the next guy. You know, really warm up the crowd. You may have heard this great hit. I love when comedy hosts say, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this comedy train running. Isn't that the stupidest thing? But I love trains, I'm torn. Ladies and gentlemen, I remember I was the third Jewish person in a row once on a show. So when the host called me to the stage, he played with that trope. He said, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this Jew train running. Yeah. I honestly don't think he understood the context of his words, so when I got on stage, I wanted to break his balls a little bit. I was like, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this Jew train running. You know, about 75 years ago in Eastern Europe, my grandparents rode in a Jew train too. No, it's cool. After the show, me and my buddies Eitan, Shmuley, Shlomo, and Yitzhak went to his house and ran the Jew train on his wife. Very proud of that one. So over the summer, I got to go to a wedding in downtown San Diego. And this wedding was insane. This family took over like 2 stories of like the bottom 2 stories of the hotel. It was completely nuts. It was like an amusement park come to life. It was a lot of fun. I remember I had to find out how much this thing cost, Jewish. And the father of the bride, he spared no expense, and he told me the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, this wedding cost $250,000 to blow. Oh, God, it was a Jewish wedding, too. Like, come on. You're not going to get a whole lot of ROI on that one. For those of you who don't know, ROI is Hebrew for return on investment. Look it up. Throughout his speech, the father of the bride just kept saying over and over again, I'm only doing this so that my daughter can be happy. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no asset on planet Earth that depreciates faster than the happiness of a Jewish woman. Fluctuates quarter to quarter, but always on a downward trend. It's very bearish on Jewish women. So actually, I'm getting married. I proposed. Thank you. Thank you. I think I followed the very simple rule of thumb: is that if you tell a girl that you host a Star Trek podcast and she still gives you her phone number, you fucking marry her. That's a very simple rule. Oh, fuck yeah, 1 listener. Awesome, dude. That's right, man. That's why you're up front. I love it. Yeah, We're getting married. It only took 4 days for our moms to hate each other. Isn't that great? Like, who's Jewish now? All of us. We're all of us. I'll tell you how I proposed. I learned how to play the theme song to my fiance's favorite TV show on my violin. I could play the violin, and I learned it, and I played it for her. I had this idea of like making breakfast and like putting rose petals from the table to our bed, and then I started playing it, the song. That's how I play the violin, by the way, with a broken arm. It just does have that look. I started playing it, and I got the response that I did not anticipate, but should have. At 9 a.m., she said, "What the fuck are you doing?" It's Saturday, I'm trying to sleep. I'm the only one with a job, asshole. Keep playing. And no, it worked though. When she realized what I was playing and that she saw that I did, she said yes, it was fantastic. And this goes back to, okay, I've been playing the violin since I was a kid. And I remember, I'm so grateful that I have that talent now. I can learn a song just in a few hours, but when I was a kid, I hated to practice. Did anyone here grow up playing an instrument and like you'd fight all the time with your parents? What did you play?
Piano.
The piano. Do you still play now?
I can.
You can. Okay, so yeah, but you hated to practice, right? It was a fight. I remember the worst fight that my mom and I ever got, and we were yelling at each other. She had never said fuck before, which I felt like kind of cool that she said that. But yeah, she got mad, I got mad, and then finally, after a couple hours, our emotions had subsided, and we had a heart-to-heart. She's like, "Adam, I want you to understand why it's so important that you play the violin. You're not going to appreciate this now. When you get older, you're going to realize that playing the violin is a huge panty dropper." I was 8 years old. And she was right, I'm getting married. Thank you. I have to be honest with you guys. I'm actually only half Jewish. Only half Jewish. And I feel like that's why I am the human definition of white privilege. That's me. I'm Mr. White Privilege, because to me, white privilege is being half Puerto Rican and none of you knowing. None of you have a clue. None whatsoever. It's my fault. My Spanish sucks. But I also think a lot of it has to do with the glasses. I think the glasses kind of make people just infer themselves that I'm Jewish, because you see me right now, right? You got the glasses on, I just see kindly, happy Jew, right? You lose the glasses, just menacing Puerto Rican. All right, owes rent, collects rent. Good night, everybody. Thank you.